We can do this, man. Hey, what's up happening, everybody? Happy MLK Day. It's the Avengers of current culture, me and the living legend, Larry. How you feeling today, my brother?
Man, I'm feeling a little bad, but also blessed at the same time because I know that you are COVID free, but unfortunately COVID has still hit the fan, man. So, you know, but I'm happy and blessed that you are COVID free.
Yeah, and Crystal's doing fine. She's a doctor. She works in the hospital. She had to do her call, even though she got the first phase of the vaccine. We're thinking that that's what's helped lessen her symptoms. We're just happy that she's able to walk around without a whole lot of symptoms. And the baby seems to be doing fine. I'm doing fine. Her mother-in-law is doing fine. We're isolating on the other side of the house. So when I tell you people, it really gets real when it hits home. It was real to me in the first place. I have apathy. I know how to feel somebody else's pain, even though I'm not going through it. It really gets real when you got a newborn who looks like a little scientist in the making, who just wants to be in their parents' face, and you gotta put on a mask. You gotta have a parent put on a mask. So I'm encouraging everybody to get the vaccine, wear a mask, protect your people.
Yeah. Mask all the way up.
All the way up.
You
And
know?
don't do none of this mess where you got the shit down below your nose. I tell you, man, that makes me so upset. But I ain't gonna get on that tangent because today is about fun. It's about celebrating people who have paved the way for me, Larry, minorities, anyone who has been an oppressed person in America. Talking about Martin Luther King. We will get to the Marvel superhero stuff in a second. And before we get into the first part, which is all about Martin Luther King, let me shout out Buzz, Be More Careful, DeAndre Lucas, Ronald Cameron, Alexis, and my folk Tressa C, who is in the building. We're going to start this thing out with a tribute to MLK. A kid done something a few years ago that was just absolutely cute in showing respect to Dr. Martin Luther King. So we're going to take a look at that, and then we'll jump on into the rest of this show.
It's funny to think about because now we know his name so well, but at one time he was just a kid. Like maybe you're a kid watching this. Well, he was a kid too. Well, maybe you're a grown-up. That's okay too. Former kids are welcome here. I don't discriminate. Martin Luther King grew up to be a great man, of course, but things weren't all that great in the world while he was growing up. Not everybody was treated like they were somebody, and I believe that you should treat everybody like it's their birthday. But they didn't do that. People looked at the color of your skin, and that's how they decided if they were friends or not. Not cool, man. That didn't make him feel good. That didn't make anybody feel good. But his parents helped him grow up. He went to church. He learned about love. He grew up to be a minister to help a lot of people. He did all sorts of cool stuff. He helped a lot of people learn about love too. But still, he looked around and said, things should be better. He wanted to change things, so he did stuff. He decided, instead of spreading the hate, he would spread the love. He wanted to bring people together. Where people were hurting, he stepped in to help. He marched with them. He walked with them. He walked arm in arm with everyone. And sometimes it didn't go well, but he kept going. Sometimes he ended up in prison, but he kept going. Some people didn't like him, but he kept going. Some days were hard, but he kept going. Love does that, it just keeps going, even when things are dark. And, well, I don't like this part of the story, but things did get pretty dark. Someone who didn't agree with him shot him. He died in April 1968. Now keep pressing it. Why are you telling us this sad story? Come on. I know. I'm sorry, but it happened. I don't like that happened. Now I gotta tell you something. When things aren't awesome, it can be tough. And things will always be awesome. But your response can be. Martin Luther King's response? It was awesome. Today I just wanted us to think about this. Isn't it cool that we can change things? Like any of us, anybody. He dreamed and he changed things. And he dreamed and he kept sharing his dreams. They became not just his dream, a lot of people's dream. Like this one. I have a dream that little black boys and black girls will join hands with white boys and white girls and become sisters and brothers. That's a pretty good dream. Let's dream like that. That could change things. Dr. Martin Luther King III. And you can find our conversation in my new book, The President's Guide to Being Awesome. He's a really great leader, He even wrote a book called My Daddy, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It's so
Larry, I thought that was cute by that kid. If you haven't checked out that channel's called Soul Pancake. Go give it a shout. Larry, we could write a dissertation on some of the memorable quotes you get from Martin Luther King. And there are days when I think we all need to hear this one. This is one of my favorite. Martin Luther King one time said, "If you can't walk, crawl. If you can't crawl, roll. If you can't jump, move, keep going forward." His whole mantra behind that, Larry, no matter what you do, just keep going forward no matter what happens. Yeah. Find a way to keep going forward. One of my favorite quotes by him. And so having said that, Larry, what does the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King mean to you in today's society, considering what we just went through with Donald Trump as a president?
I mean, it's hard to pin his legacy down because I feel like with MLK, it's one of those things where his legacy is sort of constantly evolving and becoming something more, something different. Because our world is changing, and so what he means to us and what his message has meant to us changes along with it. But you know, I think one thing that it really means, one thing that it does mean is obviously is being, and I know some people may not like this word now, they think it's very political, but being a progressive and like you talked about, moving the ball forward, constantly moving forward, not going backwards, not any of this make America great again. We're not talking about going back to some previous time that people are nostalgic for. We're talking about moving the whole team forward, everyone. And as you know, some people say, you know, rising tides lift all boats, and that's what we need to do. We need to just push forward, raise all the boats. And I think that, I mean, I understand people saying, oh, I want to be able to, you know, we want to be able to live in a country where white kids can, you know, little white boys and little white girls can hold hands with little black boys and little black girls. I want to get to a place in this country where little boys and girls just hold their hands. It's not a matter of, oh, look, I'm free to hold hands with a white girl or a black girl, or I just want people to be people. You know, I want to live in a place where when I hate you, it's because you're an asshole. It's because you kicked over my garbage can and didn't pick it up. You know, it's because I don't like you because you blocked me into my driveway knowing I was running late to work, and then you took 10 minutes to come out of your house to move your car. I want to hate you because of something stupid like that, not because you're black or you're white or you're Asian or Hispanic or you're Muslim or Christian or Buddhist or Hindu or whatever. I want to be able to not like you for who you are, not what you are.
Gotcha. I can agree to that, my man. And as Larry said, his legacy is always evolving because, ladies and gentlemen, in the moment, sometimes history doesn't look favorable to an individual. I want you guys to keep in mind during his day, this man was called a communist, a Marxist, a socialist. Have y'all heard those terms recently? Same terms they threw at Barack Obama.
Yeah.
And one that you guys can relate to here and now that was a celebrity. This is the same kind of crap they threw at Colin Kaepernick because he took a knee for equality in this country. But then when the history is written, when time moves on, it looks back on those type of individuals who were far ahead of their time. It looks back on them favorably. Now, you go ask people about Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. Some of those that didn't understand, considering what we just seen with the damn uprising from people from the West Hill bunkers in West Virginia going to the Capitol, they would say they understand. People that didn't understand Martin Luther King in the 60s, you go to the 80s, they understand him now because history looks back on those who are ahead of their time, who are fighting for something that we all claim we want, and well, most of us claim we want in America, which is equality. And so his legacy for me is keep fighting in the face of whatever's thrown at you, and just know that you've got to sometimes keep stepping forward, even though you can't see the steps. Sometimes you got to have blind faith. So, having said that, Larry, we'll get into the fun stuff.
And I want to, before we get to the fun stuff, man, I want to point this out, and I often do when it comes around MLK Day, and I love MLK's legacy, and I know he did some wonderful things, but we don't celebrate him nationally like we should. We don't talk about Malcolm X, and I just want to point out to the fact that Malcolm X and that whole movement. When you start talking about Malcolm X, you talk about some of the more militant brothers from, and sisters from the Panthers. Those people push forward the nonviolent movement probably faster than anything else, because when white people looked at those brothers and sisters, when they looked at those black men and women that were disciplined and carrying guns and unafraid of the white man, when they saw that, they realized we have a choice in this country right now. We can choose to support these Negroes who we are not afraid of, and we can potentially deal with them, or we could deal with these other Negroes who will terrify us and will kill us to take the rights that they have. They will kill us to take the rights that the Constitution grants them, or we can work with them over here and hopefully do this peacefully. Luckily, in that moment, white America made the decision that they would try and do things peacefully. They never really have, but at least in that moment they chose, let's try the peaceful route, because they knew that it would have meant going to war on the other side. So I feel like brothers like Malcolm X don't get enough credit for being a part of the movement and pushing the nonviolent movement ahead, because they weren't violent. They just weren't afraid to use violence when confronted with it. And so I feel like it needs to be mentioned, because MLK is a big deal. He did a lot of good work, but he could not have got the job done that got done without those other people there pushing him. I
100% agree. I was telling my wife the other day, you hear churches, you hear pastors, you hear black people always calling for peaceful protests. The problem with that is, when you're fighting for equality, ladies and gentlemen, not fighting to overthrow the government, when you're fighting for something that is supposed to be given to you as a right to be in this country, for whatever the reason, people don't seem to get it until there is violence or until protests break out. And Martin Luther King, even though he preached peaceful protest, he knew marching them people across that bridge that violence was going to be bestowed on them, and that would get people to get out their chair and say, we can't keep having this in our country. And to Larry's point, you did have those brothers like Malcolm X, who they didn't go to start trouble, but hell, they weren't afraid of confrontation either. And if you was going to confront them and try to slap them, they sure enough was going to try to chop your hand off. So I think that, the people who wrote these history books, Larry, let's just be honest, they white.
Right.
They white. They don't want you to hear about those Negroes that stood up to the man. They want you to hear about the Negro who was church going, which Malcolm X was church going too. Let's not just act like he wasn't church going, but he wasn't church going in the religion that is supposed to be the hometown religion. So they boosted Malcolm X because they want people to be peaceful. And everybody that was at that rally demonstration in Washington, D.C. a week ago, they obviously ain't done their history on Martin Luther King, because if you want to make a statement, you go peacefully, not go and try to overthrow the government, get in there, and they was allowed to get in there, and so forth and so forth. But we'll get to that in another day. My big homie has decided to join us, my folk B. Avery.
Oh,
he's in the building. What's going on, B. Avery?
Well, how y'all doing, man?
Oh man, I'm gonna enjoy doing this with you, because your microphone has decided to abandon you. So you're not gonna be up here sounding like Barry White, all the sweet voice and fruity names and all. You're not gonna be doing that today because your mic has abandoned you.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you sound like you're using your computer mic or something.
Yeah, you sound like you underneath a
How was
tub.
that?
Oh,
there we
man,
go.
damn it! Here
There
we go.
we go.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Golly,
You shouldn't even said anything.
It behooves me how this young man is single with a voice like that. I mean, there's hotlines that use voices like yours and charge $125 a minute, brother.
You know?
So I was distracted by all the powerful words I was spitting about MLK and Malcolm X, just talking about nothing but truth. So
hey man, we old schooled up in this thing, brother. We old schooled up in this joint. So now that you're here, it is time to get to the Marvel talk. And there was a lot of Marvel talk today. We're going to talk WandaVision episode 1 and 2, but we're going to do this in kind of a fun manner. We want to talk about the Easter eggs you might have missed and the spoilers you might have missed. Because a lot of people have said they don't like the series, and I think it's because they don't understand the trajectory of the series. Me, Brandon, and Larry, we get what they're trying to do. But if you're a casual fan or you someone who don't know the comics, maybe you didn't watch the cartoons, seeing them do a story that started out in the 50s, they're migrating to the 60s, and seeing it in black and white might have took you for a loop. But that's the way they want to do it because it is a false reality. And before I dive into it, take a look at this, and then we'll start the breakdown. So before we get into it, B. Avery, give us your quick 2-minute review of both episodes. If you could summarize it in the 2 minutes. Me and Larry did it last week, but I want you to summarize it so we can deep dive into the Easter eggs that Marvel threw in this thing.
So with the MCU and just comic book material period that's released via streaming now or the theaters, we're getting a lot of it. We could even say oversaturated, but that cannot be a bad thing if it's good, because for the most part it's good. But I'm loving what I'm seeing so far out of these first 2 episodes, strictly because on the basis that it's completely different than anything that we've had before in the MCU, in the DCEU. I mean, just period. These are 2 comic book characters that are very powerful, taking place in the 50s and 60s in black and white. That alone is, keeping me interested. And going into this, I wasn't sure. My expectations weren't low, but they weren't high. But I'm loving that we're seeing these 2 powerful characters just in a completely different setting that we would see any other characters. They're a married couple trying to live a normal suburban life, and mixing all the little powers in and just the little jokes and things like that, little details. I'm loving it so far, so I have no complaints at all.
Mm-hmm. Now, they did. I'm replying to my folk Buzz, who's talking about it blew chunks for him because it kind of reminded him of Bewitched. Now, Buzz, they did want it to have a Bewitched, a Mary Tyler Moore. They did want it to have those elements. And hopefully, as we break down the Easter eggs, you'll understand where they was going with it. Because like I said, now Buzz knows the comics, but maybe he doesn't know all the intricate details. Now, both of you guys know I have a friend who has a very large YouTube channel, and me and him talk, but he won't come on my channel. He doesn't do guests on his channel, but we do talk. So I had a cheat sheet with some of these Easter eggs. I'm not even going to lie about that because I missed some of them. So what we're going to do here is we're going to play the guessing game with you guys. So
I think I done missed all of them.
Oh my God. So first, B. Avery, I'm gonna do it like this, B. Avery. I'm gonna ask Larry first, then I'm gonna go to you.
Cool.
And when you get it right, I'll just reveal the answer. How about that? So here we go. Larry, take a look at this picture. This is an Easter egg. What is this an Easter egg of, Larry, the living legend?
Oh man. I don't know. The address?
Yeah, that's got something to do with it. Avery. Man. B. Avery, what is this Easter egg about?
Man, I don't know. I would say the address too, but Larry already said that.
No, you can say that. You can say that.
I mean, that sounds good, but I wouldn't have came up with that myself because 2800 don't mean anything to me. I mean, this is just reminiscent of like an old show that came out in the 50s or 60s. Other than that, man, I can't put it together. I don't know.
I'll tell you what was hilarious about this scene, though, is when he straight dropped her.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
don't worry, Larry.
Like the opening scene of the first episode, too, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah. Don't worry, Larry. That's the next Easter egg. So this Easter egg is referencing episode 2800, Avengers.
Oh.
And your girl WandaVision was in this, and it told her backstory where she was in a warped reality. So that's where that 2800 on the door, the came from.
Nice.
So
I had no idea, bro.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
This is quite fun, so I'm liking this thing. Easter egg game you put together.
Cut-toe, be more careful. T-Streams done cut-toe. Lord Jesus, Lord.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
What a money reside.
T-Streams, you know we got to play something special for you, my brother. Let me get on down here. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Buzz started this thing with the big super chat. But you know, Buzz has started it and he's kept it going all this time. So has T-Streams too. So T-Stream, this is one of me and Larry's favorite, and it's all for you.
Not deserve this type of care though. What's she gonna do that look? I love potato. She trying to throw me the ball deep on y'all. Ah, no, girl, we is lactose. We all need all that cheese. Karen, just Uber Eats me. She's gonna try, look at her. She don't cross the legs like it's on the motherboard at church. Girl, that shit ain't innocent. You done raped the whole turkey. Melted butter, baked for 4 hours. Oh, look at it.
Don't let that lady come to your house and cook on Thanksgiving. That's for damn sure.
Man.
My brother, we appreciate it, man. And we hope we can get you back up here Wednesday, man, and just chat it up, wrap it up. All right, so getting back up here while we've got my big homie, Brandon. This is the next Easter egg. They've already talked about it. So, Larry, what is this Easter egg all about?
Let's see.
You know, Vision.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Vision going through the door. He's going to drop Wanda. So, B. Avery, what is this Easter egg a reference to?
Man.
Come on, fellas. Come on, fellas. Think about it. Okay. Well, when I show y'all this, y'all are going to be like, oh, man. Do y'all remember in Captain America, Wanda got tired of Vision coming through the wall. She was like, Vision, stop coming through the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reference they're doing right there to Vision trying to take her through the door, and he couldn't because he can go translucent, and he kept coming through her wall when in Captain America Civil War. That was the Easter egg that they was highlighted in that one.
Gotcha.
That one wasn't hard at all. All right. Now this one, I know B. Avery gonna get this one. So Larry, I'm gonna go with you first. You see that right there? August 23rd. What is this Easter egg about?
I am thinking that that's the date of the of her debut or one of their comic book debuts. Other than that,
I like that. Yep, that's my answer. That's what I can't think.
I think it's one of them debuted on that day.
So the fine print that I didn't get a chance to zoom on, this is actually August 23, 2020, after the snap from the last Avengers Endgame.
Oh,
really?
Yep, that's the Easter egg. So what they're trying to tell people is, even though this is back in the day, if you're watching some of these Easter eggs closely, they're letting you know that eventually this series is going to be in color, and they're going to get back up to regular day. So that was the Easter egg that they was highlighting in that calendar.
That it took place after the snap.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. And you know, Vision is dead. So that was them trying to throw a little innuendo in there about that. Now,
wait. I'm sorry. Like after the first snap or after when everybody came back?
When everybody came back.
Okay.
Yeah, after everybody came back.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Now, I don't expect y'all to get this, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Okay. Easter egg, the neighbor.
Oh, the neighbor.
Like who? Well, I mean, I know her name is Agnes.
Yep.
And I'm not sure. I think that she's some type of witch or warlock.
Yeah.
She's very powerful in some way. And that's what
Larry, he done guessed it.
All right.
Yes,
There you go.
Agatha is in the comic books became an ally to Scarlet Witch.
Oh, I did not know that. I didn't know. I
Yeah.
thought she was evil.
Huh.
No, she became an ally to Scarlet Witch, and she helps her hone in her powers. And you know, when you go down the credits of this show, behind her and Vision, she is the third person that you're going to keep seeing on the credits. So she has a huge role in this show. And if you guys didn't notice throughout both episode 1 and 2, she knows that Wanda is in an alternate reality. Y'all remember her kept talking about throwing puns about her magic, throwing puns about she knows Wanda's in an alternate reality. And in the comics, her name is Agatha Hartley or something like that. And she winds up helping Wanda overcome a lot of her foes. So y'all just keep an eye on that neighbor, because she's going to wind up being a big help to Wanda.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, man.
I had a completely different idea about that. I thought that she was evil, up to something sinister, you know, taking advantage. Well, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but
no, go ahead.
I just thought it was the complete opposite. I thought that she was an evil character and that was trying to cause harm and chaos. But I guess I was wrong. So
yeah. Now the evil character or the antagonist of the series, I'll discuss that when we get to the next episode 2. But let me finish this one on out. All right, Larry, Easter egg for you. What is this talking about? I know B. Avery already know this one.
Oh man, I don't know.
Okay, B. Avery, what is this Easter egg in reference?
All right. So the only thing we have
all the Easter eggs.
We have these in frame. We have a wine bottle and a glass that's pouring, and I can't get anything from that. But I do see a bunch of M's.
Okay.
On the bottle.
Yep. There you go.
The only thing I'm thinking is maybe this has to do with Mephisto. I don't know the character all that well. I know of him. I know he's the devil. I know he's a bad guy. And I'm just thinking that it possibly has something to do with that.
Okay. The reveal is you see M throughout this whole series because it's referencing the comics.
That's
House
right.
Of M.
That's there you go.
Yep, the House of M.
And they have, I feel they've talked about that a ton.
Yeah. So so that's what it's in reference to. They took a lot of source material from the House of M storyline, in which she was in a warped reality in that storyline. And guess what she did in that storyline, fellas?
Mess some stuff up. I don't know.
She killed 90% of all the mutants in existence.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she needs to sit down somewhere. They need to.
So they're not going to do that in this series. In this series, they're going to do the opposite. You know how you was thinking that lady was the opposite? They're going to do the opposite. They're going to introduce the mutants in this series, is what I'm hearing. Just based on what he said.
Can I just geek out real quick for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
If she's that, I mean, I know Wanda's powerful. I know Scarlet Witch is powerful. I mean, right now we're kind of just we're in her infancy, going to toddler mode. I mean, I know she's going to really just destroy some stuff, but I did not know that she destroyed 90% of the mutants. And as soon as you said that, man, I started thinking about the Phoenix, and I'm sure we're going to get that down the line. Can she compete with the Phoenix as far as like
no,
not even close?
No,
okay,
no.
I'm just because you're destroying realities and creating realities and stuff, so I'm just
and see, so I'm going to get into some more of this as we get through some of these Easter eggs and just kind of reveal what I've learned from my inside Ace Boone Coon, who takes my phone calls now because he knows about the stock market. So he's trying to get his financial future together. So now he takes my phone calls all over again. I basically cussed him out, but it's my guy. But anyway, no. Everything Wanda can do, the Phoenix can do times 100. So no.
Oh, damn.
No, it's the truth.
100.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
I see him, but 100.
100.
Already.
Okay. Matter of fact, I was just watching the X-Men 90s cartoon, watching the Phoenix Saga last night.
Already.
Yep. Here we go. Here's another one. Y'all might get this one. Okay, Larry. I know B. Avery. Larry, what do we got going on right here, Larry?
Well, it looks like the Shield headquarters.
Not the Shield. Guess again. Nick Fury at the end of Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man. Where was he at?
Are you talking about Far Away?
Yep.
I didn't watch that one to the end. I got bored with it.
Okay.
I told you that last night, but I'm seeing all the Shield icons on there, and it looks like somebody's monitoring her.
Okay, there you go.
So we keep hearing this. We kept hearing this thing in a way. Wanda, who's doing this to you? Who's doing this to you? So I'm assuming that they have her, and she's being monitored.
Larry, you getting warm now, my brother. I knew you would get it sooner or later. I knew you'd get it. B. Avery, summarize this Easter egg, and then I'll give you the big reveal.
Oh, yes. Well, Larry was right. He's headed in the right direction. But can I go ahead and can I reveal what the symbols mean?
Yes, reveal it, please.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, this is SWORD. This right here is the Sentient World Observation and Response Department. So
he said their whole government name.
You know what I'm saying? If you look on the desk, you'll see that notepad right there. You see the symbol on the notepad. That is a sword symbol.
Yep.
And if you also look to the left of the monitor, the circle with the sword in it, that is the sword logo as well. And again, it is the Sentient World Observation and Response Department. It's ran by a half human, half alien by the name of Abigail Brand, who we haven't been introduced to yet. But basically, if you want to know who SWORD is, it's basically the same thing as SHIELD, but in space. Like they monitor Earth, but like in the solar system, you know what I'm saying? And so just think about it's the same thing as SHIELD, but in space, and that pretty much sums it up. If you just want to know who SWORD is, but like Lamont was saying, we kind of got a hint of this at the end of Spider-Man Home, and you haven't seen it, Larry, but at the end of that movie, at the post-credit scene. I don't even know if I want to spoil it, but
no, let him go look. Larry, just go look at the post credit. That's it.
Yeah, of Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man movie.
Far From Home. Just go look at the post credit. So,
ladies and gentlemen, what makes me happy about this is just more expansion of the universe. That's that just and we're only in the first episode, so that's great. I'll say that this is good. They are doing 2 thumbs up.
So to expand on everything B. Avery and Larry said is right. So this is when the show episode 1 is going off. You have a female who is observing Wanda through the TV lens, and she is they are held up outside somewhere where Wanda is sleeping, and she's creating this alternate reality. And SWORD not only looks at these superpowered people in space, but they also look at people who are a certain level of superpower on Earth. So they look at all sentient beings that have certain level of superpower in space and on Earth. Now, the question here is, who is monitoring Wanda? And the rumor mill is, y'all remember this chick from Thor?
Yep.
That's
Kat Denning.
Yep. She is the one they're rumoring is monitoring Wanda.
That's a good observation, sir.
Yeah.
Hold on. Did you say you like her?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
She used to be on that show with the
Two Broke Girls.
Yeah, Two Broke Girls. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hold on. Do you say you like her as an actress, or you like her character in the MCU?
I like her as an actress.
Okay. I agree. I did not, man. I'm gonna tell you what. We're in 2021 now, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking back in like 2014, 2015 on my channel when I was super small. I did a ranking of all the MCU movies, and when I got to Thor: The Dark World, I ripped her a new one because she was dumb in that movie. So yeah, I like her. I like her as an actress. I do. Right. She's a at the very least a decent actress, but I'm not feeling. I didn't like her in Thor: The Dark World. However, they may be able to redeem her character. I like how they're bringing her back because, again, while we're expanding the universe with SWORD, we're also linking it with other characters from the past. That just makes perfect sense to me, And so even if you go to, I got IMDb over here. Even if you go to IMDb, she is in the credits, and so. I forgot that she was even in the show until you put it up on the trailer. So this is
See?
good job.
See why y'all got to stick around with a brother. I'm the most diverse, eclectic black man you're gonna meet. I do it all. Super kicks, Frankensteiners, clotheslines, power slams. I do it all. All right.
Yeah,
now let's see if Larry gonna catch this one. All right, here we go, Larry. I know B. Avery gonna get it.
We'll see.
You're gonna get it. What are we Easter egging in this one?
Oh man, I don't know. I Love Lucy.
Yes, that's one of them. That's not the main one, but that is part of this particular episode. They did have an element of that. B. Avery, you keep going.
Bro, I'm not sure, man. I was like, I'm maybe another different comic storyline, something coming for the future.
This one
still has a stone in this shot.
And then he got a remote in his hand.
There you go. Now you're getting it.
And then I was trying to count the pieces on her neck, which is 9, but I don't think that has any significance.
Nope, it doesn't.
So maybe the remote, they got the hit. Either I'm not gonna say that, but I don't know, man.
Okay, this is you hit on the head when you talked about the remote. So this was an Easter egg to the Mind Stone when they did the TV guide cover where they had that remote with the Mind Stones in it.
Oh, look at you! Look at you!
Yeah.
Doing some deep cuts.
Hey,
I ain't mad at you.
No, hey, look, man, I told you. When I start letting people know that I know what I'm talking about with stocks, it just opened up a world of folks wanting to talk to me again, wanting to call, wanting to exchange. And I said, look, man, I'll give you my help, but you gotta give me something too. You know, you can't just get my pants down for free no more. I ain't doing that no more. No, that day is over with. You giving up something. So all right, now we're gonna move into episode 2 Easter eggs. Not quite as many because this one was straight to the point, and there was a few that I missed, but there was some that was just significant. So we'll start with this one. Larry, take a guess. Just take a wild guess. This was the very end of the episode.
Right. I can't really see what that symbol on his back is.
We just got finished talking about it.
Is it the sword?
It's the sword.
Yes, sir.
Then I guess maybe they sent somebody into her world to monitor. So
it's the sword, yep. And not only is it the sword, but B. Avery, what else happened with this same individual?
You see, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, I don't know.
Bees in, but I don't know what the significance of that is.
I don't know the significance of the bee and the suit either. Now, like just on talking about this picture alone, like Larry was saying, it is somebody with sword trying to come in. Well, I don't want to talk about. Well, they're just trying to figure out what the hell Wanda is doing, basically. But I don't know what the. I mean, I want to say he's trying to protect himself from her, but that wouldn't make sense to where she can rip through a bee suit and then there's bees there, so that don't add up. And then
she has a pollen allergy.
Huh?
Oh my God, Larry, that's a good guess. I mean,
did you say what was in his hand?
No, Larry maybe he has a pollen allergy.
Oh, he's silly. I don't know, man. I don't know, Lamont. I don't know. Okay. I can't grab it.
So obviously, you guys figured out that this is a sword member, okay? And you guys know that throughout this whole episode 2, Vision kept hearing something banging up against the wall or up against the house.
Right.
So much so he went and told the police about it, town hall folks about it. That banging noise was this sword officer underneath the ground trying to break into Wanda's reality. Because you guys remember at this scene when she saw him, Wanda said this right here, and I'm gonna play it again. At the very end, Wanda was like, no.
Yep.
And so what you're supposed to deduce from that is that Wanda realizes that she is in an augmented reality and she
Correct.
doesn't want to come out of it. But
Right.
Sword is trying to wake her up, and in the process of waking her up, she's hearing what's going on outside of her body with people banging in, trying to get in. And there have been Sword members who have been allowed to get inside of her reality to try to get her out of it. And the whole B thing is just a nod to back in the day when people was doing tunnels and things like that. They would have bees surrounding them. Have y'all heard the whole thing about you send the canary into the mountain?
Coal mine, yeah.
Same thing with bees in tunnels.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, basically you hit the nail on the head. All that banging everywhere. Them talking through the radio, Wanda, who's doing this to you. Because she's creating this reality, and like she knows she's doing it, but she doesn't. It's a conscious and a subconscious thing at the same time. It's really weird, but entertaining and good. So I want to keep going because I'm pretty sure you're gonna pull up somebody else.
Now we're gonna round table this when I'm done, because this one is not gonna have quite as many graphic Easter eggs as the last one did. So now this one, good luck, Larry. I'm gonna ask you first. Good luck. What is the Easter egg? I already know B. Avery gonna get one of them. Larry, you might get one of them. But what is this an Easter egg to?
Thinking Spider-Man for one.
That is definitely one of them. What else?
Let's see. Jeez. I don't know.
Okay, B. Avery. Larry already got the Spider-Man part.
Correct. You're definitely right with Spider-Man. But if you look to the left of that little black thing with the two sticks on the left and the right going up, I think that's like a helmet for some badass demon creature underworld. It could be Death or Lady Death, or it's some type of demon monster bad guy that can mess some stuff up. I think that's the helmet for that character. I don't know the name.
Okay. Now, B. Avery, you right on it, but unfortunately, it's not a. Now the MCU might make him badass, but he's not really that badass. It is the helmet of Grim Reaper. Now, why did they put that in there? Because his brother is Wonder Man. And what is the significance of Wonder Man? When they did Vision in the comics, Wonder Man's personality was put into Vision to make him more like a human.
Right. I have heard that. Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, Larry got it right about the spider. They're just giving a nod that this is going to help tie into the spider multiverse as well. And the bone was a nod to, do you guys remember when the boss was talking to Vision about, do you have bones? And Vision said, actually, I don't. That's what that's a nod to.
Okay. All right.
Now, this next one is going to be all buzz, because as long as we've been doing this channel, ladies and gentlemen, Buzz has talked about Monica Rambeau. That's all he has talked about. He wants to see a movie with Monica Rambeau. Well, here we go. They introduced Monica Rambeau in the WandaVision series. Larry, what is the Easter egg you're supposed to find in this picture with Wanda and Monica Rambeau?
I'm thinking it's her brooch.
Oh, Larry, see, now you're getting it. Now you're cooking with Joe. All right, now B. Avery, finish it off.
He knocked it out the park with that. Other than she fine as hell. She is nice in the eyes. I'll put a ring on it. But yeah, the brooch, the medallion, whatever that is. I'm thinking that maybe I'm thinking her earrings is a symbol of something too. Let's see here.
You jumping the gun, man. Good Lord. So the Easter egg for this is the brooch. And that brooch is just a symbol of Doctor Strange when he opens up his portals.
Huh. Look at that.
Right on.
Larry hit it right on out the head this time. I mean, Larry, I told you, Larry, you get these now. You get these. So here we go. All right, here's the next one. This one's probably going to be easy, I think. What's the Easter egg in this one?
Ooh, yes. Can I go ahead and
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
So I think what this is the chest, the magical cabinet or whatever the hell it is. I can't think of,
Right.
You see at the very top there's a circle, and then there's like, it looks like a beam of lights or powers coming out of it. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, and I'm no comic book expert, but I know a little bit.
Right.
That could be a representation of Monica Rambeau when she gets her powers at some point in time. I think there's like an image of that. I could be wrong, but like of showing Monica Rambeau highlighted or like she's powered up. And that's what I'm thinking, because later on in this episode, she did pop up in the chest, towards the end. So I don't know.
Now see, you just gave me a whole 5-minute video I can create, because that is really close. But really, all this is just a nod to the Mind Stone that's in Vision's head.
Wow.
That's what that is, the Mind Stone.
It looks so obvious now that you said it.
That's all that is. But thank you for that material, B. Avery. If that video blow up, I'm gonna give you all the credit to it.
I wish I would have saw your face when I was talking about that. You probably like, what the hell is he?
No. What you should have seen was me taking notes. I was in here just writing shit down, like, I'm gonna make that video. This boy done gave me content.
Yeah.
All right. Now here's another one. Now, Larry, you're gonna get this one. I promise you're gonna get this one. Check this one out. What is the Easter egg in this one?
Well, yeah, I see the sword symbol on there now.
You got it.
And yeah, it looks like that shape too. It looks like there's a pie on there as well.
Okay. B. Avery, what you got?
Well, of course, Larry is right on the nose with the sword.
Absolutely.
Also, these are the same colors as Iron Man's armor.
Yep. So that is a Tony Stark helicopter.
Right. I mean, also the fact that it's in color now. I think this is the first time we saw color in this black and white show. So I think that's just saying that her reality is either they're breaking through or it's coming down. She's losing focus. And I just have to say, how powerful she's just crazy powerful. Like the amount of focus and concentration it would take to create this whole reality that she's been doing in these first 2 episodes, I just think that's amazing. But also, I don't know I saw that 57 on there. I don't know what the 57 is or means. Maybe 1957 or comic number 57. I don't know. But the sword and the Iron Man colors are definitely there.
Well, hell, if I know what 57 means, but you basically got the whole thing right. It's the sword. It's an Iron Man helicopter, so he provided the helicopters for Sword, his daddy, and the fact that it's in color but everything is in black and white is absolutely correct. That Sword is starting to break through in her reality as she keeps trying to keep them out. Absolutely right, 100%. Now we don't even really got to go through this one because you already done claimed it.
Yes, sir. That's it right there.
You already done claimed it. Sentient Weapon Observation Response Division. You already done got it. Larry, just go back and watch Spider-Man Far From Home end credit. That's it.
Okay.
Also, let me go ahead and plug another show that I think everybody will appreciate. And it's called it's on Disney Plus right now, which we all have. It's Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes. Okay. That show is fantastic. Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes.
The cartoon.
It is on Disney Plus. Now, mind you, they have a number of different Avengers shows and cartoons on Disney Plus right now. Okay. First, I haven't seen them all. And the ones I have seen, all of them are not, up to par in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. But Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes is an amazing show. The reason why I'm bringing it up right now is they do have a decent amount of sword representation in that show. So if you are curious, if you don't feel like reading the comics, because everybody don't read comics, some people just watch movies, some people do cartoons, some people do both.
And that's fine. That's
that's perfectly fine. You're right, Lamont. Yeah. But I think in the later seasons or season 2 or whatever, they do have like a sword in there. They do have Abigail Brand, and just about the show, I like that it's not hunky dory. There was a lot of stakes in that show. You know, they're not only building out the Avengers, but more of all the Marvel characters, because sometimes you see like Wolverine in there. And when I say that the show has stakes, and I know I'm really going into the show because I really did love it. It came out like in 2007 or 8, maybe 2008 or 9. But each episode builds out the universe more. And when the Avengers finally come together, they're only together for like a brief moment, and then they have to break off into their own stories. And each story is great, you know, in its own. But you're just still at the edge of your seat because you can't wait for them to come back together. And unfortunately, they canceled the show in 2012.
Man,
I was so pissed.
Two seasons.
Yeah,
just
man.
2 seasons. For
it was
what?
Larry. It
and
was
then,
so
and then they rebranded.
good.
They rebranded to Avengers Assemble.
Yeah, man. And Avengers Assemble is not what I mean. It's all
ain't
right,
as good.
man.
It's okay, but it ain't as good as Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes, bro. I like Larry. I have to tell you, when this show was coming out, dude, there was nothing I looked forward to more. I could not wait for Larry. I could not wait for Earth's Mightiest Heroes. And they would tease us too, because sometimes they wouldn't even have an episode per week. Sometimes you had to wait every other week. Sometimes you had to wait a month. But man, when it came out there, I was like this.
And yo, now y'all gonna think I'm a real geek, but I can't lie to y'all. When that show was out, I want you to listen to the theme song of that show. I would listen to that while I'm working out. It just dropped. Man, oh my God. Oh my goodness. That thing was right, Larry. That thing was right. And then it had a little part in there where the Hulk would go, rah! Oh my
It was Larry. It was nice, man. Like, you don't understand. We were some grown men. I'm talking about, Lamont. Remember the Black Panther. Remember the episode in space when we thought Black Panther had made his demise, and then they showed the whole Kree Star fleet, bro. Man, like Larry, they were deep, man. Like,
yo,
it was loud,
man. It was unreal.
Yeah, it was good.
And they did a good job. Like, how can I? Sometimes these characters are so powerful, and then you put them all on the same screen, you don't know what to do with them. They actually did as decent of a job as you can of letting everybody do something. I'll say that, because I get sick of when the Hulk drop on the scene, somebody will blast him with a beam, and they'll blast him to a mountain, and then he's out of the scene for like the whole time or whatever. I don't like that. They didn't really do that. And B. Avery, we going down these rabbit holes, and while we on the rabbit hole, I'm sorry, we just got to go down this.
What was it? It's Avengers what now?
Earth Mightiest Heroes.
Earth Mightiest Heroes. Okay, I see it. All right.
Okay. Now, Larry,
not as good.
Avengers. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just watch that one second. But there is a villain that I'm dying for them to bring to the MCU that was in that cartoon that in the comics he's so powerful. Graviton.
Yes.
Oh my God. Bro.
He whooped their ass in the Larry, do you know who Graviton is?
No.
Okay. The thing about this show is that he popped up in the show, like Lamont said. He popped up in the very beginning, like the first few episodes. So you're not gonna wait a long time. But he can control gravity. Let's just say that right there.
And speaking of which, B. Avery, Sword, he was working with Sword.
Oh,
remember? And then Sword was trying to get him. And then they stuck straight to the comics. In the comics, he got mad at Nick Fury and killed Nick Fury, but it was an android of Nick Fury that he killed. That's what he did in the comics. And they get in here, man. He beats up Thor. He beats up the only person that gave him trouble was Hulk. And I was glad that they played that, because in the comics, Hulk gave him trouble too, because no matter how strong Graviton was with its gravity control, for whatever the reason, he would never just lift gravity and send Hulk into space for whatever reason. He kept trying to overpower the Hulk, And you know, the more you make Hope mad, the stronger he gets.
Yeah.
So we'll get back on mission, man. Larry, whew.
check it out, man. Check it out.
Whew. Man, I might have to, tomorrow when I'm doing cardio because I'm trying to get them cuts for the sluts again. I might have to listen.
Cuts for the who?
Well, you know, to sell products. That's all I'm saying. Sell products.
You know, Baby L doesn't allow that language anymore.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a swear jar just like Tony Stark and Morgan had, for sure. For sure. But yeah, Larry, don't waste no time. Go straight to that tonight. All right, here's the next Easter egg. You both gonna get this one. Larry, what are we looking at?
Well, I'm looking. It looks like some sugar cubes.
Well, yeah, you got some sugar cubes.
Some sugar cubes.
What you trying to do? So, Larry, you trying to say that's an Easter egg for Ant-Man because you're gonna see some ants come up and take the sugar cubes?
Yeah, that's what. Yep, there it is. That sounds good to me.
Okay. All right, B. Avery, what you got?
I don't know, man. I mean, I know we got this clock when the show came out. During the episode, this is where the sword agents was talking like, Wanda, who's doing this to you? Who's doing this to you? Who's doing this to you? So I'm also trying to look on the fence up there. I think that's
pool club. It looks like.
No, you already got it. You already got it, B. Avery.
Okay.
You already got it. It's just a matter of who is the shield, who's the sword agent that's talking.
Right.
Well, this is who it is.
That guy.
Randall Park. Yep.
Randall Park, huh?
Randall
I like
Park.
him.
I do too. He's funny. He's funny as hell.
He is.
Like him. All right, fellas.
Jimmy Woo.
Yep, Jimmy Woo. We are down to the last two Easter eggs. This one's going to be very, very easy. Larry, what are we looking at?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I see the Hydra on there. Look at that.
Yeah.
You got it. You got it. B. Avery, anything you want to add to it?
Yeah, they got the Hydra symbol. At first, I thought they said Doom, but that says 1,000 meters.
Yeah.
But it says Strucker.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Stryker. Stryker is the X-Men villain, but Strucker is the dude that showed up at the end of Winter Soldier, right?
Winter Soldier, and
in the credit scene,
him in that, and he was also the one that took the Maximoff kids hostage and did those experiments on them.
Right,
Victor von Strucker.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Mr. Von Strucker.
So that was the Easter egg back to that. And you know, this scene right here was a commercial. It was an advertisement.
Right.
And they just so happened to slap that in there. But that was the Easter egg back to the guy who basically was the parents of, well, he's not their real parents, but he took them and started doing those experiments on them in Age of Ultron.
Right.
Yep.
I got a question for you. First, I was always, to be honest with you, disappointed that they killed off his character so early. Mm-hmm. He was somebody that I was really looking forward to developing. I mean, Marvel just does that with their villains. Another thing is, do you think he's coming back? Because, like, okay, we have these commercials right here. It wasn't part of the show. I mean, it was part of the show, but it was a commercial. Do you think they were just doing that just to be random, or do you think it has some significance and this is going to come back later? You know, Hydra's going to pop up. Do you think Strucker's going to come back? Any of that? What you think?
We definitely not done with Hydra, but I don't think they're going to bring Strucker back because there's other characters in Hydra that they could use.
You're right.
But Hydra, we're never going to be done with Hydra. Hydra is going to be here from now till all of us got great grandkids. They're never going to be done with Hydra.
Hydra.
Because Hydra just has too much of a big storyline in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So we're never going to be done with them. But Strucker, I think they're done with him.
Can I geek out a little bit more?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you think AIM, advanced something mechanics?
Yeah.
Like aren't they a branch? Well, actually, never mind. Well, I think in the comics they branched off. Okay, so you had the Nazis, and then Hydra branched off from the Nazis, but then AIM branched off from Hydra. But again, AIM was in Iron Man 3, and so never mind.
We're not done with AIM either.
Okay,
I can just tell you that right now. We about to get that little brain because I know what you're thinking. We about to get him.
Start with him
Yeah.
Mohawk or something. Yeah.
Yeah, we about to get him. So
look like Krang from the Ninja Turtle movie.
Yeah,
Ninja Turtle
sure do. Kane actually looks a whole lot better than him. So yeah, we about to get him. Now let me address Buzz made a good point that had nothing to do with Marvel. It had everything to do with DC. And this is what I got to say to Buzz. Buzz, what in the hell, or how in the hell do you think DC can get Amazo right in real life and they can't even get Darkseid right? Because what are you supposed to do with Amazo? He can look at you and copy everybody's powers. The only thing that can stop him is himself. I mean, there's really maybe the Anti-Monitor, but other than that, Buzz, who else is going to stop him? So I just wanted to address his question. I would love to see it too, Buzz, but I don't know how you would be creative and write a script for that unless you do it the way they did it in the cartoons. And even then, nobody really stopped him. He stopped himself. So we'll get back into it.
Hold on. You said something. You said they can't even get Darkseid right. What you mean?
Well, we haven't seen Darkseid yet.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was about to say. We ain't even seen them yet. Let's wait till March.
Well, we're just assuming based on DC's history that they're gonna get it wrong.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm saying from the trailer we got for the new Justice League, I'm saying it looked decent so far. So
I'm going to hold my judgment. And as a matter of fact, fellas, we are going to talk about DC at the very end of this. So here we go. All right, last Easter egg for WandaVision. Larry, what are we looking at?
Well, I'm assuming that's one of those helicopters that we were seeing that she picked up, but it's really hard to tell what any of that is.
Okay, B. Avery, what you think?
Yes, that is a helicopter. What I'm thinking that purple thing is some giant force field that Wanda is creating. The reality that she's in, the reality is in that bubble.
Yeah, that's it.
And all of SWORD are basically trying to get in and figure out what's going on.
You got it, 100%.
They're sending little devices in, like the Iron Man helicopter. They're sending in people with bee costumes on.
Yeah, Monica Rambeau. She works with SWORD.
Right now, I don't know where Agnes is coming from. I don't know, but basically, they just that is everything that we're seeing in the show is inside that bubble, and SWORD is trying to get in and figure out what's going on. Basically, I think.
Yep, that's it. 100%. Any closing remarks either one of you guys want to say about WandaVision first 2 episodes? And ladies and gentlemen, B. Avery will come back. We'll have him back next week for some more Easter eggs. This is fun. This is definitely fun.
I will definitely be back. You can always count me. You can always count me in for any Disney Marvel show, any Power spinoff. You know, I'm here for it. So, I'm gonna be here for a while.
Be sure to subscribe to his channel. Like I said, you know what got me hooked on this channel? When he hated a movie, he started drinking a bottle of bleach because it was going to kill him. I mean, I just had to put that out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
And it take a lot to make me laugh. And boy,
He even knew Donald Trump's coronavirus back, secure before he did.
So
yeah, man, I'm really excited for what's going on with WandaVision, and we're gonna have 10 episodes, right?
Yep.
10 episodes. The only thing is, I mean, what they've given us so far is pretty good, but I wouldn't mind if the episodes were a little bit longer.
They are going to get longer.
Same thing, man.
So let me tell y'all what's going on with that. These first couple of episodes, they didn't want to make too long because they felt like they would lose a lot of people. And obviously they did. Black people left and right was complaining about they did not like it. It was weird. It was hokey. And so when they start transitioning to color, that's when we're going to get more of the 45 to 50-minute episodes. So these first couple of episodes, they didn't want to make really, really long because they felt like it'd be a little too weird, too hokey for some people. And, everybody don't understand the comics and the cartoons the way we do. So for a lot of people, I can see where they'd be turned off by it. I mean, I can see that. Me personally, if I didn't know the backstories and some of these Easter eggs, I would be turned off. But that's why they didn't make these long. But as they start getting in the story, they're going to get longer.
Here's the thing. I see what you're saying, but My thing, I have to be honest, I am a little bit disappointed in Black people that may. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but like you don't have no patience at all.
No,
You know, I mean,
there's a lot of people
like
out there
they
don't
gave
want
us,
but power.
huh?
There's a lot of Black folks out there don't want to watch anything but power, man. So it's like
I mean,
to get them into something a little bit different, you got to spoon feed it to them sometimes.
because we like it all, man. We like all. Well, yeah, we like all genres. You know, like I
All
like
of it.
my comic, but I want different stuff. That's one reason at the very beginning I was like, I really like this because it's different, and it's like they know that. That's why they released 2 episodes at once. And at the end of this one, you know, the whole thing is in color. Not to sound obnoxious, but you know, I think everybody will be satisfied by the end of episode 3. What's up?
How's it end?
How's the show end?
Yeah, don't act like you haven't seen it all.
I haven't. All right, you scared me. No, but the next episode, it definitely should you know, pick up the interest of Black people because you know, Monica Rambeau, she does have a bigger role in episode 3.
Yep.
And then the way it ends, I'm not going to ruin anything, but it is a nice little cliffhanger. You know, and you're going to be like, oh, I cannot wait to see what happens in episode 4. You know, so
that's the one thing I got a question. I got a question for you about. So next week, are we only going to get episode 3, and then they're moving to the weekly format now?
Correct.
Okay. Is episode 3 going to be the same, like 29 minutes or something like? Because I think the first episode was like 29, and the next one was like 36, and
well. It's not shorter than what the first 2 episodes. So I don't remember. I mean, you know, okay. I'll just say this: I was satisfied at the end of episode 3.
Okay.
When I said to myself, I was like, okay, you know, if this is what we have, you know, I think at the very least, if you finish episode 3, you'll be like, okay, I still want to give this another chance. You know, I'll keep watching it. That's at the very least. For those, you know, Black people that are like, oh, I don't like it. It's different. It's weird. You know, but yeah, I'm really enjoying and the reason why I brought up the length and wanting it to be longer is because this is not a spoiler. Kevin Feige has said this from Here to Kingdom Come, that this is setting up Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and Multiverse of Madness is setting up all the Spider-Man stuff. So if you're going to be setting all that stuff up, you know, you're going to have a lot of story to do that. You know, and so the longer the episodes are, the more story you have to build up to change multiverse stuff.
Right.
You know, but I mean, they still could get it accomplished with 30-minute episodes, but just as a fan, I would prefer, you know, hopefully it's a bit longer, you know. Yeah. We'll see.
And they also not only setting up that, but they're introducing the mutants through the same series. Yeah. And
she is a mutant, you know.
Right. She is a mutant, one of the most powerful. And so they're setting all that stuff up along with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. So it's going to get longer. I think that you basically, ladies and gentlemen, you will be satisfied by the end. But if you look at the way Marvel has set up their streaming shows, we basically going to be having Marvel almost every week of this year, almost.
Yeah. Because Winter Soldier's picking up the week after this show ends, right?
Yep. And then guess what pick up?
Falcon Winter Soldier is?
Yep. And then guess what pick up right after that one?
Loki. Already.
Nice.
I would be here. If you have me, sir, I would be here for it all.
Oh, we here, baby. We here for all of it. The only thing that y'all don't show up for is when I review The Resident, which is one of my favorite medical shows. But you know what? Hey,
the what?
The Resident. Got Morris Chestnut. It's got Malcolm Jamal Warner. Y'all know him formerly as Theo Huxtable, and it's a damn good show. It's even got some of the Marvel superheroes in it. It's got Captain America's present-day girlfriend in The Resident. She's a nurse, Emily Van Camp. So
another thing real quick about the show is, like, I think they was talking about how when Strucker had the Mind Stone and gave Wanda and what's Quicksilver's powers, that it didn't give them their powers, it unlocked them, you know, like it was something that was already there. So I'm really interested in if they kind of go back to that and kind of develop that out a little bit more, but you know, we'll just have to see.
Well, I'll save this for next week because that's probably when it's going to be more relevant. But anyway,
Gotcha. All good.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's not all the news we got from Marvel. We got a Marvel rumor mill. I don't really care for it, but you know, Marvel has taken some characters. I'm just like, come on, man, and they made them good. So the news came out today, and this will make Pay or Wait get a little wet.
Captain Britain.
Henry Cavill. The rumor is Marvel Studios is trying to cast Henry Cavill as Captain Britain. Basically, Captain Britain is Britain's version of a super soldier in Captain America. And his real name is Brian Braddock. And let me read to you the rumor mill story. You heard it here quickly. The idea of jumping ship and signing into Marvel Cinematic Universe, meanwhile, sounds factful at best, but insider Daniel Richmond is claiming that the 37-year-old wanted to play Brian Braddock, better known as Captain Britain. The character technically already exists in the MCU, having been very briefly referenced by Haley Atwell's Peggy Carter in Avengers Endgame. And there've been no shortage of rumors over the years that he has been lined up to play the role. That being said, Cavill is probably too closely linked to Superman that him suiting up as another superpowered crime fighter would be distracting and ruin any sort of immersion in the project. Now, I just got off B. Avery's show last night complaining that I get tired of people who play certain superheroes jumping around. Ryan Reynolds, damn it, messed up Green Lantern for me. Even though I'm one of the only people in America who actually did have a little feeling for that Green Lantern. The critics didn't like it, so I didn't get another one. So he chucked the Deadpool, and actually it worked out. Okay. Yeah. Michael B. Jordan was Johnny Blaze. Didn't like it. He comes and becomes Killmonger. It worked out. Okay. Now, before Michael B. Jordan was Johnny Blaze, we had Chris Evans was Johnny Blaze. He sucked, and then he became Captain America. So, B. Avery, I give this one to you. I don't really care for Henry Cavill, but could you see him? No, let me give it to Larry first, because I already know what Larry's going to say, and it's going to make me feel good. Can you see him jumping from Superman to Captain Britain?
No. No. Definitely not. No. Come on.
That's my boy. That's
you know,
my boy.
I feel like if he wants to jump and go over to the MCU, he needs to go over as a villain. I feel like he needs to leave the superhero thing on for him over on the DC side and go play a villain if he wants to jump ship.
Okay. B. Avery, what you think?
You know, I like Henry Cavill. Okay. I don't think this is happening though. I just don't. I think he's going to be Superman for a while. Goodness gracious, I can't talk. I had no idea about this. I haven't heard this rumor, but when you first started reading about it and you showed that image, I was like, you know what? If he wasn't Superman, it could work. I mean, he looked good in that image that image that somebody photoshopped or whatever. I mean, it looked pretty decent. So I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I just don't think I'm not opposed to certain comic book characters playing multiple characters in different franchises or comic book universes, but I just don't think, for business sake at the very least, that he's going to be both Superman and Captain Britain, because I think it was true that J.J. Abrams is going to be making another Superman movie, but that does look badass right there. It does. But also, man, because I don't have many opportunities to geek out, so I'm gonna do it on your show. I've had this right here in front of me this whole time while we've been talking.
Oh man,
the Marvel encyclopedias, and I do have Captain Britain pulled up right here. So if y'all don't know the powers, I just want to read them to you real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
Captain Britain's uniform gave him superhuman strength and durability, and able flight, and provided a protective force field. His powers have now been internalized, and the level of his powers is based on his level of confidence instead. And so that's actually the first time I've read his description in this book. But you know, I tried to come a little prepared because I love this stuff. But that, I mean, I can't lie though. That image right there, it does look badass. It does.
It looks straight. It looks straight. I guess my issue would be this, man.
They're like, no.
I mean, the costume looks badass, but just he doesn't need to be wearing it. You know who would be dope in that costume?
Who's that?
Idris Elba.
Okay.
Even Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Even Daniel Craig would be dope in that as Captain Britain. But
Good shots. I like that, Larry.
Yeah.
you
I
know,
like that. That's good because
and he
Daniel
needs a
Craig
new
is
franchise.
anyway.
But see, Daniel Craig has talked to the MCU, and he said he's dead set on being a villain.
Okay. I mean, he's been playing a good guy for the last 12 years, something like that with Bond. So, but he would be good in that role. And if he needs another big franchise, because this is his last Bond movie.
Yeah. Movie's already made too, so you know.
Yeah, he can dip on out.
He's free.
So,
you gotta promote
we'll
it.
see, but my thing is, man, you can't. It's the best way I can say,
He looks like the Knights Templar.
You can't go from Superman to this guy. Now, this guy sounds fine, but you don't go from one of the top tier of the competition to someone who's basically
a C character.
Yeah, a backbencher. You can't do that. You can't do that. And since B. Avery want to get all indignant and pull out props, hell, I got one too. Look at that.
Already, yeah.
X-Men versus the Avengers. Yeah.
We're here for it.
With Dark Phoenix in it. Dark Phoenix jumped up there to help kick the ass of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Because guess who the Avengers had helping them? The Avengers, they had a super powered Captain Marvel helping them. And so,
you guys want to get all indignant? I'm going to pull out the ultimate comic book reference. Reference guide right here. I can find anything I want.
I ain't mad at you, man. Hold on. Why we're also talking about like other characters? Okay, Captain Britain, of course, he's from Britain, but who I forgot the comic book character that Jon Snow is supposed to be playing. That's on a horse with a big ass sword.
God, you talking about in the one that's got Angelina Jolie in it? The
Black Knight, is that his name? Is that
Black Knight. Black Knight.
When you oh, goodness gracious, I'm sorry, y'all. When we was talking the whole time we was talking about Captain Britain, I just kept thinking about Black Knight too. I'm just looking forward to all this stuff. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going a little tangent there, but yeah. Wait a minute. We just got at this Disney thing, we just got a full announcement of all their movies and shows. But where's Black Knight supposed to pop up at? Because they did, isn't that casting confirmed?
Who's that?
The Jon Snow guy.
Yeah. He's in God, what is that movie? The one where they're gonna have the gay dude, the black dude is gay in that movie. He's in that movie.
No, I'm talking about what MCU property is he gonna show up in? Or is he gonna like they haven't announced? That's what I'm talking about.
No,
I mean, I don't. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they didn't announce a Black Knight movie or show, but they announced his casting. I'm just kind of curious where he's gonna pop up. I mean, I don't know. I just thought about it, So, I'm sure.
Right. He's gonna be in the Eternals. That's what I couldn't get it out. Jon Snow is gonna be in the Eternals.
Okay. Thank you, Khalil Leslie.
Yeah, I could not get the name of that movie, but Angelina Jolie is in it. They're going to have the black guy from The Wire. He's gay in that movie, gay superhero. And Jon Snow is playing that role in that movie too, in Eternals.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's it.
That's right.
Wait, which like The Wire?
No,
you're talking about Kenneth, what's his name?
I don't know his name.
Yeah, Omar.
Yeah. So I got one more piece of news, then I'll let you guys go back home, man, because I've already done geeked you out too much tonight. It's probably been too much water being sloshed all over camera screens tonight. Yes. Here we go. Word just dropped that this is not going to be a mini series, fellas. This is going to be a 4-hour movie. Brandon highlighted it. Here we go. I'm gonna read what they said, and I want you guys to react, and then we'll get on out of here. It turns out Zack Snyder's Justice League won't be dished out in installments over several weeks. The director has confirmed that this new version of the superhero team-up, commonly known as the Snyder Cut, will be released all at once as a movie. That means fans are in for a nearly 4-hour-long version of the superhero flick, making it easily one of the longest ones ever produced. Schedule your pee breaks accordingly and have the pause button ready. Or hell, you can do like I'm going to do. I don't care if they don't make it a mini series. It's going to be a mini series for me because I'm only going to watch 30, 40 minutes at a time and come back another day. So, Larry, the floor is yours first. What do you think about what they just said?
Yeah, I'll probably watch it all at one sitting. I might even borrow one of Baby L's diapers. I don't know, but I'll probably watch it all at once. I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. Be Avery.
I just hope it's good. I hope it lives up to the hype.
It better, because we just got finished talking about HBO and them losing subscribers. You cannot mess this one up.
Man, that photo with Wonder Woman holding those heads, I was like, that shit got me pumped. I was like, that's the way I want to see her.
Yeah. B. Avery, what you think?
I am dropping absolutely everything for this.
What?
This comes number one. I'm saying, like, I'm clearing my schedule completely out so I can watch this whole thing from beginning to end as soon as it is released. I cannot wait. Now, as a fan, I'm super happy that they are, releasing this all at once. But since they're trying to get subscribers, man, I think it's a dumb decision. I mean, as a fan, I'm happy that they're releasing it all at once so I can just watch the whole thing. But if they're trying to get subscribers, they would get more if they did 4 segments, one each week, in my opinion.
When did it drop?
It's March, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah, March. I think so.
March. Well,
this is good news though for me.
I think that what they're banking on is the strength that it'll be in their lineup and that people are subscribed just to watch it. And on one hand, I'm happy they're doing that because sometimes I get tired of being strung out week to week. But on the other hand, like you said, if you give it to people, you give them the choice to do what I'm going to do, which is I'm probably going to watch 40-minute clips and come back tomorrow, whatever, whatever, or watch it when the baby sleep, whatever. So
I'm gonna be in my apartment here with the lights off, on the screen, surround sound. Got my snacks and libations and just enjoy it, man. Just be in my own little WandaVision reality of Justice League. With no disturbance, just completely peace, geeking out. I cannot wait.
Hey, I'll be in my little sound room too, with my little baby monitor so I can hear the baby when she wake up and say, "Daddy, come get me." And the only thing I'll be snacking on is celery because, like I said, I got to work on them cuts. Got to get them.
I'll be in the living room with my wife coming in, talking about, "Can you turn it down?"
Well, fellas, I really appreciate you guys coming through for a night of Geek Fest, also with a night of history. We talked about MLK today. Good show, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Larry, we'll be back on this thing Wednesday.
Yeah, doing it.
B. Avery, what you got lined up this week so I can plug you for the people. They know what you're doing.
Thank you. Only thing I have this week that I know I'm going to be doing is my recap for episode 3 of WandaVision. I still have to do my most anticipated films of 2021. I need to do that, and you'll probably, you may get one movie review at least this week. You may, and so that's what I got up my sleeve right now.
Hey, is American Skin out right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, all right. AmericanSkinFilm.com.
All right, let's check that out. I've been looking forward to that one.
It's out and ready to go. Larry, this is what I'm trying to figure out about Larry. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is so Larry, when do you have time to watch all this stuff? You own like 50 million live streams a week. You still cranking out a video a day.
For
man,
real.
When do you have time to do all this stuff?
Man, they say if there's a will, there's a way. So, I just find time when I get it. I film my videos And then I start editing when I watch movies. And, you know, some movies you can watch without staring at the screen the whole time. Some of them you have to really focus on. So, you know, it just depends on what it is. With some of the series that I watch, I kind of watch those while I'm editing. The movies I kind of try and pay attention to so I don't miss stuff. But some of these movies are kind of garbage, like the one that just came out that I was looking forward to with Anthony Mackie and the kid from Snowfall. That movie turned out to be kind of butt.
On
But,
Netflix? On Netflix?
Yeah.
I was looking forward to it.
I was looking forward to it too.
It was sort of, it wasn't like it was a horrible movie. It was just sort of bad.
You know, I'm so I saw your comment on Facebook too about Bridgerton, or Instagram. You didn't like it?
I did not. I did not. I mean, it was entertaining. Don't get me wrong. Shonda Rhimes is a talented filmmaker, and she makes stuff that's entertaining. I did not like the messaging in that movie one iota. I absolutely despised it. It was a series where they basically tried to romanticize rape. And that young woman raped that man, and they tried to make it seem like it was okay. And women around the country just came for me because they just assume he's a guy, he can't be raped. All the stuff all the stuff that I've heard guys say for decades about women. Oh, she wasn't raped. Oh, she wanted it. Oh, well, if she was raped, why'd she get wet? Oh, she didn't get raped. Why was she wearing these slutty clothes? Or why was she doing this? Why was she doing that? I was hearing all that same stuff, just with maybe slightly different terminology. Oh, why was he doing this with her? Oh, if he didn't want to be with her, why didn't he just push her off? Why didn't he want to do this? Why didn't he want to do that? It was she raped him. She planned it. It was premeditated, and then she executed her rape. And then to turn around and try and romanticize it, it was horrible. I mean, the young man was so traumatized in that moment. He went back to his childhood stuttering. That took him years to get over. Wow. And in that moment, he's stuttering again out of horror and fear and and being traumatized. And to see that, it was just to have that, and then to try and romanticize it. I found it disgusting. I found this.
I was gonna give it a try, but then when I saw your comment, I was like, well, I guess I'll give it a try.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't watch it. I mean, it's one of those things that's sort of become a virtual water cooler, topic. And so, I mean, to be a part of the conversation, you have to watch it. So, I mean, if you want to watch it, check it out. I'm not going to recommend it to most people, but you review movies. So, I mean, but it's just... I found it very, very disturbing. I didn't like that about it. And the thing is that if they had just simply, I mean, the whole thing was her and her deception and manipulation. She basically manipulated the guy into marrying her. He did not want to be married at all. He told her point blank, I have absolutely no intentions on getting married ever to anybody. It's not you. And he even told her, you're wonderful, but I have no intentions on getting married ever. And she instead manipulated her way into getting married. She did it in such a way that her honor was besmirched. And if she wasn't married to him, that not only would she lose the opportunity to get married in the future, but her younger sisters would also be harmed by her soiled reputation, and they wouldn't either. They wouldn't get husbands, or they wouldn't get high quality husbands. And so she really put him in a position that all he could do was to try and restore her honor. And on top of that, he was, her older brother was his best friend, so he had that added pressure of that on there. And it was just, there was nothing. If this had happened, if you simply took everything about this show and reversed the genders, people would be horrified. They would have dragged Shonda Rhimes across the coals and talked about her if everything that happened had just been gender reversed. But it wasn't. Because it was a woman doing it to a man, everybody seemed like they were okay with it.
Wow. Well, Larry, you just made another video for me. I'm going to chop this up. I'm going to make that 5-minute segment, the full review, And but let me just ask you a couple of questions real quick. Larry, was the acting good?
Acting was good. Acting was good.
Acting was good. Was the storyline any good?
Well, the storyline had all those problems that I just said. I didn't like it. I thought that, I just didn't like the storyline in that sense. There were some characters in there that were decent. I mean, the one daughter, Eloise, was really fun. She's like a young lady who's smart. She wants to go and get educated. She smokes. She's not the typical girly girl, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah. Anyway.
And last thing, Larry, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this? 10 being great, 0 being trash. Or 0 being I'm drinking Brandon's bleach bottle trying to get rid of Rona out the house.
I would give it a 0 if I was just being petty, but in all honesty, I'll give it a 3 because I'll give it a 3 because it had really high. It had really high production values. It really did. It had high production values, and I would be beyond petty if I took all of those filmmakers' talents and threw them away because of a bad story, you know. And so I don't want to do that. So all the cinematographers and the grips and everybody else that were out there making sure that this thing was beautifully lit, and the costume designers that made sure this thing was looked fantastic. All those people, they did a wonderful job, and so all the credit that this series gets goes to them.
Okay, so you did like the cinematography?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he gave it a 3 because he only liked 3 parts: the cast, the acting, and the cinematography. So that's all you get. And having said that, it's called Bridgerton, and it's on Netflix, and this will be a solo video tomorrow. You watch it, and you'll see me and B. Avery laughing our asses off all over again.
That's hilarious. That was great. That was great. Everybody capitalized for real. But hey, man, keep talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm thinking to myself, man, that was genius. Like, that was smart as hell. Yeah, let me ask you 3 more questions. So, what would you rate it?
Get him out of here.
We out of here, man. That's it. We'll see y'all Wednesday. You never know what you're gonna get on this channel. You never know what people gonna say on this channel. You just gotta tune in. Until
he's on the way.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Be sure to subscribe to B. Avery, and you definitely gotta ride with the living legend Larry. And until that next Sex is Hell video, we'll see you on Wednesday.